Hi everyone, we are Mike and Mark, and we host a channel called Video Game Weekend on Twitch. This show is a weekly podcast where we'll revisit some of the topics that came up on the previous week's livestream. You can find livestream videos on demand on our Twitch and YouTube pages, as well as condensed audio-only versions on various podcast platforms. Just search for Video Game Weekend. And as always, we would like to cordially invite you to come hang out with us during our live streams Monday and Friday nights over at twitch.tv/videogameweekend, where we typically start around 10:30 Eastern Time.
Video Game Weekend, 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 Video Game Weekend. Podcast.
Podcast number 2.
Heyo. I like to say heyo. Hey everybody.
Yeah, you do like that.
My name's Mike,
And I'm Mark.
and we are Video Game Weekend.
Yes, sir.
And we are coming at you with podcast number 2.
Numero dos.
I believe you called it our inaugural podcast number 2.
The second inaugural podcast.
I like that. I like that a lot. It really puts a stamp on it, like it's official, you know?
Yeah. It's like every podcast is our inaugural podcast. We just keep going up in number.
So, Mark, if I may interview you here, real quick, put my interview face on.
Sure. Ooh, pens in the mouth. Yep.
That means I'm thinking.
Yep.
There's something I wanted to ask you about, and I'm already going to throw a curveball at you.
Ooh, I love curveballs.
Are you ready for this?
I couldn't hit him in high school, but, I'll give him my best shot.
We've been streaming together for over a year now. We've been best buds for over 20 years?
Yeah.
About 20?
Yeah.
Over 20. Over 20.
Over 20, I would say.
Do you find that, one, when we're streaming, and two, now that we're doing this podcast, when we hit the go live button, do you change? Is it like it's time to get serious, or it's put on the game face, the stream face, the hey, we're recording face?
That's a great question. I don't think I noticeably change to myself. Like something doesn't like know that it's happening. It just is happening.
Uh-huh.
Like I get excited. I loosen up even more. I don't get nervous at all anymore, which is awesome.
Yeah, true that.
But yeah, it just kind of happens, and I get goofier and
A little goofier, yep.
I get goofier. Yeah. It doesn't I'm not like, ooh, I need to get ready now when this is going to happen. Like, ooh, it just happens and we're ready to go.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you have something?
I don't get nervous. I still don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
Like, we can just be playing, and all of a sudden I look over and my hand's right there.
Yeah.
But I think what we do well is we are friends, and I think that shows. But I noticed right now, as we're talking before we hit record, we're just talking, whatever. But then we hit that record button, and something in me is just like, oh, it's real now. It's serious time now. Even though like I don't find this all that serious.
No.
But for some reason, like it's like, oh, now this might be shared with the world as opposed to just me and Mark or something like that. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
Man, I don't think about that at all. I don't think about the audience at all.
At all. Okay.
Which is could be a problem.
You do say some pretty extreme things. Oh,
I don't think I'm. Oh man, I don't think I'm that opinionated, and I don't think I'm problematic in any way.
No, I'm just
Hopefully
giving you a
not.
hard time.
I hope I'm not. Yeah, I know.
I don't know what else. It's just like we were just. It's just aware when I did it right now, and even right now, this could all be edited out. It's just like it's just
most
a little
likely
bit different tone than when 2 seconds ago when we started.
I definitely noticed a different tone between our, like we kind of we talk a little more serious beforehand and like kind of try and iron out some of the things we want to hit or like some of the things we want to talk about or the way we're going to do things. But once we get going, man, it's just it doesn't matter.
Right.
We didn't talk about any of this. Like,
no, we didn't.
We were talking about what we wanted to talk about, and then you come firing away with this.
That was the curveball. That was the
this
curveball.
Freaking Barbara Walters
just
interview.
It hit me. It's like, I don't know. And maybe it's even just a matter of like, all right, let's make sure I'm talking directly into the microphone. Something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Something.
Okay.
Who knows?
Yeah. That's interesting, Mike.
I thought it was. I just wanted to brush up on that. See if you noticed anything like that.
Yeah. I wonder if other streamers out there are like that. I would think as a single streamer, it would be a lot more stressful.
Yep.
In that situation, because you like don't have someone to work off of, you know.
Yep. 100%.
Like with us as dual streamers, we can like jive off each other.
I think it's funny. We've talked about this too. That like it is a little draining. Like I don't think you notice it necessarily in the moment, but like it's kind of like when the camera goes on or, you go live. Yeah. I don't know, something about that too. Like, it can be a little draining and then you might not notice it till you're done and you're like, ooh, yeah, all right. And I think it's funny because like you said, we get to have someone help shoulder that load.
Yep.
And we usually come out pretty heavy with 2 to 3 3-hour streams per week.
Pretty prolific with our streaming.
It's nothing. Yeah. Those 8-hour streamers have no idea what it's like. No idea.
Mike, you got a full-time job. You have a family and you're doing this. I wouldn't say that's Peter. You're doing it, Peter.
No, not that at all. It's just it's funny to me that it's just even the low key streaming or the lower time commitment, you still feel like not, I don't know what the word is, not draining, not exhausting, just it's a weight.
I mean, I would call it draining for sure. I mean, just social aspect of it in general is draining. Even though we're good friends, even though we're super comfortable around each other, we're still talking to a chat, which we're not as comfortable around, and we're like stressed about keeping up with the chat, But yeah, even though we're like friends and we're comfortable around each other, there's still a lot of stress that goes along with it. It's a good one, Mike.
That's good. Let's hit those heavy, hard topics now. Let's go back to stream. Was that Friday? When was this? It wasn't just. What day is it? It wasn't just yesterday, was it? No, it was Valentine's Day.
I think it was Friday.
Valentine's Day, yeah.
You're talking about my apparel?
We're gonna hit your apparel first because I think we did that on podcast number 1. We definitely did. Ketchup mustard shirt.
I noticed that on the first podcast, I didn't mention. I said it was a ketchup and mustard swirl. I did not mention that they were ketchup and mustard bottles at all.
At all.
So it's like bottles in the shape of a swirl. It's not like ketchup and mustard swirling in the swirl.
Man, should we take it down and re-up
like
a new
actual bottles?
Re-up an edited version just to make sure. Okay.
Hell no. Just leave it.
Clear the air right now.
Clear the air. I'm taking it back right now.
So on that podcast, you had said, and I quote, and I paraphrase, you had another shirt that you got and were going to wear, and you gave me some guesses at it.
You don't quote me, okay? You paraphrase.
I didn't actually have a quote. So. And I quote, Mike is the coolest person ever. However, I have this really cool shirt that I'm going to wear. And you busted out a corn on the cob shirt.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Full art.
Phenomenal.
Entire corn on the cob on the front and back.
If anybody did not
Yeah.
see it or wants to see it, you can check out the Twitch VOD or the YouTube. It's on the YouTube from February 14th.
Yep.
It looks so real.
It's a great shirt.
Does it look that real in person? It wasn't any kind of special effects you were doing with your multicam?
The detail on the kernels and husks are so sharp. So sharp. The kernels and husks really pop on that shirt.
It's so good. So good.
If you want to see some detailed kernels and husks, you got to watch that VOD.
What do we got on the back of the shirt? Does it wrap all the way around? Or does it just stop at the front?
It's the same image on the back.
You see corn kernels on the back too? Tight.
Same image.
Tight.
It's like the husk opening up. The husk is like a deep V t-shirt or deep V shirt, and then the corn is like the chest underneath. Pretty great.
I love it. That was a great shirt.
Can't unsee that now, can you?
I don't know which one I like more. I like, I'm big on that tie-dye aspect. But that corn is just not necessarily a pun, but damn, was it popping.
It was popping. I was popping corn.
That corn was popping.
I wish I could move my pectoral muscles in that shirt and do like corn pops.
Oh, man. Not going to get too far off topic, but corn pops. When was the last time you had corn pops?
The cereal?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been forever.
It's been a long time.
I used to love that cereal, though.
Same.
Yeah, something about it.
My kids, it's fun kind of getting cereal, like, for my kids now, too. But Golden Grams, like, it'd been a long time since we had Golden Grams, and then all of a sudden we got it for them. Good. Yeah, we got it for that one time, and then now it's a regular. We're stocking it regularly in this house.
Stocking it up. You got one at bat and one in the hole.
We got the bag. It's so big. Ooh. It comes in a bag, not even like a bag in a box. It's bigger than any old box you're gonna find.
You can't make a box that big. You kidding me?
You kidding me?
You gotta bag it. Hey, Mike, what else do you like made of corn? What else do you like about corn and corn related products?
I like popcorn. I like corn on the cob. Corn.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
Sweet corn.
Sweet corn. I like to butter it and a little salt and pepper on there.
Buttered corn, baby. I like corn chips and corn tortillas. Yep. Those are delightful.
Same. Yeah, I'm a big fan of sugar or like sweet things.
Oh yeah. We all know that about you, Mike.
Yeah, I like the sweet stuff. I don't mind if it's pure cane sugar or corn syrup.
That pure cane, dog.
As long as it's sweet, then it's for me. So.
What about that fructose? You like that high fructose? That
I do.
Syrup?
The higher, the better.
Higher the better, he says. Oh my God.
That's what I always say. The higher the better.
Getting all high off corn syrup. My goodness, Mike.
Let's go into, there was a story about podcast number 1 that we didn't, I think maybe there's a hint of something about it. Just a hint. I think
we hinted. We hinted.
A little hint. But we kept it kind of guarded for the most part.
We kept it cool. Yeah, we're pointing at it. I don't think anyone knows.
We're about to.
Our first podcast was the second recording of the first podcast.
What?
You're saying to yourself, what?
And they're also saying, Mark, what did you do?
Well, let me tell you. The audio was not usable. What? Because my voice was not recorded on the recording of our podcast.
You mean when you were talking, you weren't actually saying words? You're just mouthing them? Dude,
Yeah.
come on, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my bad, dude. I was trying it out with this new format. I was like, hey, I'm gonna come in with something cool here. And I tried it, and you know what? It ruined the first podcast. We recorded like 3 hours worth of material
More
or
than
something.
3 hours.
We had some great banter, something like 6-7 hours of great banter that is just lost in the ether now.
Just to clear it, it was my bad. My name is Mark. It was my bad.
Wow.
Come
on, Mark.
Man, we could go so many angles with this. So the way I currently like listen to Mark is from Discord into OBS, and then I either have the monitor and output on for when we're live, and then just to cut Mark's voice from going out, I switch it to monitor only.
Just to clarify, that's in the advanced audio properties on OBS, correct?
That's correct. Sorry.
In the audio mixer on the advanced audio property. So, hey, Mike.
Yeah.
I did a little research on OBS today.
That's some killer work there, Mark. So while I could hear him fine, his audio track actually wasn't being recorded when we're also using OBS to record this. So his audio track was not being recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And which, essentially made podcast number 1 unusable. And it sucked because personally, I don't know if you're there with me, I think it had the potential to be the best podcast ever.
You know what? I really think the podcast number 1 that we posted was really good.
It was not as good.
But you only make your first podcast once.
Well,
and we made it, and we lost it. It's kind of like when you're fishing and you get a fish on, you're like, oh, this is a really big one. It's coming in. And then it almost gets up to the surface and then cuts your line or flips off and you never see it. And you're like, oh, that was the biggest fish I ever would have caught.
That fish flips you off as it's swimming away.
Yep. My freaking fish.
Yeah, it is a bummer because we do go off on our tangents, which is what I enjoy personally. But that's where things got lost because we had a little topic list of things we wanted to talk about, but those tangents, it was hard to. You can't just, those come naturally. You can't just force those in again.
We were in such a good mood. We were riffing off each other, and it's just gone.
Mark would say riff, okay. I'd say raff, and lightning in a bottle.
Mike, maybe you send me that video and I'll try and voice over my parts.
We could do that.
I'll try and make up what I think I was saying, even though I have no recollection of what we were saying.
Oh man. The one that bothers me the most is that we were talking about an old TV that we had.
Yeah.
I bought a TV in college.
Good combo.
It was spur of the moment. It was huge. It was my first HD TV, but it was a rear projection, giant.
Rear projection, everyone. It's a huge TV.
Ended up finding an old email because I bought it off someone on Craigslist. And like, you know what, dude? I bet I still have that email somewhere. Found it. We read it. It was gold. We found out it was a 42-inch rear projection.
42-inch. Not that big, but the cabinet was friggin' huge and heavy.
Yep. It wasn't a 42-inch like today. It was more like a 50-inch from like 1990. It was just giant.
Yeah. 100-pounder probably.
At least.
At least.
That's the one I'm most bummed about that we lost.
What was funny about your email again? I remember you saying something that you wanted to look up on the email.
Yeah.
That you were like, that you said to the guy that you're buying it from. What was that?
That I was gonna ETA. It was.
Oh yeah, you.
This was what? How old were we? 19, 20?
Yeah, 20, 21, I'd say.
we were sitting around the house, few different guys. I don't know. I'm typing up an email to send to this guy on Craigslist. And to me, I just thought it'd be funny to say, it said something like, oh, I'm located in this city, so ETA would be about 25, 30 minutes that I could pick it up. And I thought that was just the funniest thing in the world.
And when we were talking about it on podcast 1, we were cracking up. We were cracking up.
It's like, hey, Mark, should I slip this in the email? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hit send. And then I think I said like best regards or something too for the, I
when he was
out of it.
When he was typing this, he had a toothpick in his mouth. He had slick back hair, sunglasses on. It was the dead of night, and he had sunglasses on, slicked hair, toothpick in his mouth, talking ETAs to this Craigslist bozo.
Dead of the night.
Come on.
Just wasn't meant to be.
It's lost the time, as some great things are.
Okay, let's talk some actual stream stuff. No, I don't mean we talked some stream stuff.
We talking about let's talk about
sex, baby. Let's talk. It's on everybody's mind, right?
Everyone's been chit-chatting about it, been whispering in the little circles.
That's right. We're hitting the noodle topic.
Noodle boy.
Ever since I mentioned what my favorite noodle is, I have not been able to find it at Aldi.
Not find it at Aldi.
I like to shop at Aldi.
Ooh.
Prices unbeatable.
Unbeatable.
Quality fair.
I thought you were going to say
matchable.
I thought you were going to say top notch there, but you went fair. Which,
quality.
You're looking for a noodle?
Great. Wonderful. Works. Gets the job
fine.
done.
It's fine.
The point is, it's cheap and a lot of it's good. Some stuff's not, but a lot of it's good.
Most of it's good.
I've been wanting to make soup. I've been wanting to make chicken noodle soup again.
Yep.
We talked on stream. That's my go-to soup in the Instant Pot, which is fairly new for me.
We talk soup.
And they have not had egg noodles in at least a week now.
That's weird.
They got all the other noodles, but the shelf where the egg noodles go, empty.
And do you think it's because we talked about it on stream and you said that you love those noodles so much?
That's the only thing I can think that it is.
It's got to be that, right? All our listeners have gone out and just ravaged Aldi's of all of their egg noodles.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Have you found any ketchup, mustard, tie-dye shirts since you mentioned it?
You know what? Now that you say that, I have not found any.
I know I haven't found any.
Not even on the internet. And I look every day.
I didn't check the internet because that's just something I want to get my hands in, I want to get my hands in that shirt, in that material. I want to feel it. A shirt like that, I got to feel it first.
You got to make sure it's quality cotton. The highest of quality.
My hands in that shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to say I'm bummed because egg noodle, my favorite noodle, can't even get it right now.
It's a good noodle.
It's a great noodle.
I'm sad. I'm sad that you can't get any egg noodles. Have you tried any other store?
No, I haven't.
There are other grocery stores besides Aldi.
There are. I haven't tried. I probably will.
Yep.
I got nothing else I can do.
Aldi losing another customer.
I usually when I go to Aldi though, it's like a quick run. Like I'm just going to run, pick up a couple things I need for supper tonight.
Couple egg noodles.
Yeah. Not like doing like a full grocery run or anything like that. Just need a couple things and then I'll hit that quick noodle section and sure enough, still gone. Still out.
Still gone, man. Well, keep us updated on when they get it back in stock. Because I'm sure everyone's champing at the bit for it.
And I can assure you, if I get there and they have stock, they won't have stock when I leave.
Oh, so you're going to stock up, huh?
I have to.
Oh my God. Panic buying. Panic buying, Mike. It's the pandemic all over again.
Well, I mean, if you're not going to stock them on the regular, That's what happens.
Man, Mike, that sucks that you can't get any noodles. You know what else sucks? Is my friggin' internet, dude.
Internet problems suck. Yeah.
I have had consistent internet problems since I got here. My free internet for my apartment that I trusted, and I knew I shouldn't have trusted it, but I did.
It's okay to trust,
Is
Mark. It's okay to trust.
I've just been burned so many times. Every time I put my heart out there, somebody stomps it.
I'm glad you're getting back out there.
Well, these dang internet providers are ripping my trust away. We've been talking about this a lot on our stream, so if you've watched us, you've definitely heard us talk about it. But part of our system or our way of streaming revolves around a P2P sharing program called Parsec. And my internet provider
Shout out to Parsec.
Shout out Parsec. Yo, what up, yo? we just fealtied Parsec.
Fealty to Parsec.
Parsec is a P2P sharing program, so I can see Mike's desktop, or it's a desktop sharing program. So I can see his desktop, and then my controller can also be the information that my controller is sending is also going to his desktop, so we can basically play couch co-op games together.
Couch co-op.
Couch co-op.
Also, ultra low latency.
So low.
Buzzwords.
You can't even tell it's latent at all.
There's no latent.
So late. It's latent with speed. So as we discovered that it was for that reason, the P2P was being stopped by internet providers, which mine is not a major internet provider. I think it takes from other internet providers, but kind of like how T-Mobile does in phones. But we had read about a couple different ways that we could possibly get around it, and we tried that. And Mike, you want to explain that a little bit?
We're still getting hit. Everything we try, we think it works, and then it doesn't. And it's a little at first when we try something new and it seems to be working. It's exciting.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden we hit an issue, and it's like very disheartening.
Very disheartening, especially because it happens like straight on stream. Like it'll work all day, and then we'll get to stream, and then it'll not work.
And that sucks. But yeah, we were basically just following like the Parsec. Parsec is a ultra low latency remote desktop sharing application.
It's one of the best programs ever made.
Mega super ultra low latency.
Super great. Parsec, hit us up, yo.
But we do friggin' love that program.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were just basically following the recommendations there, which involved getting super technical with the opening up certain ports on our routers.
Yeah. I put on my fingerless hacking gloves just so I would be safe while we were hacking the internet.
Mm-hmm. That's very smart.
Yeah.
And the last one we tried yesterday, right?
Yeah.
We tried. So when we do these changes, we test them out for a while too, like Mark said, and we're like, cool, that worked. And then
we were
an hour into stream,
we were playing games, we Discorded, all of that was going, and it worked for like 3 hours.
And then on the stream, at least I think it was like within the first 5 minutes of when we actually tried to play the game.
Yep.
Some of you might realize, we tend to talk for like an hour before we ever even get to the gaming part.
True.
So when we got to the gaming part, it crapped out within like the first 5 minutes.
I think it was basically when I connected my controller, and once that information started sending.
So yeah, last we tried was a VPN that they recommended, and at least that one failed in the testing phase, so we knew not to try it on stream.
It failed in the testing phase before we went to prod.
Yeah, that's where you want it to happen.
Yeah.
And then Mark said today, wait, Mark reached out to them yesterday, his provider, didn't hear anything back yet, and he said today.
I had talked to someone and they told me that they sounded really smart, like they knew that what they were talking about.
As smart as us?
Probably not. There's not many that
Carrier grade Nat, baby.
I mentioned that.
I know, but did he mention that?
Yeah, he knew.
Oh, he thinks he's better than us. Okay.
Yeah. He mentioned the program Citrix too. Do you know that program?
Yep. Did he say carrier grade Nat or did he say CG Nat?
I think I said carrier grade Nat, and he's like, "Oh, yep."
Oh, he didn't even repeat it.
Yeah, it was kind of like I said the thing first.
Yeah.
But I talked to them, and it sounded promising, and they said they would call me back, and they never did.
They might. Still, maybe.
It was President's Day yesterday, so I understand, but today it is not President's Day, so you called me back.
Call Mark back. So
and they
Mark
didn't.
So today Mark said, "Screw this." And what did you do?
I signed up for new internet. So I'm going to get a new internet installed next Monday. So hopefully terrific. After this, we'll stream again on Friday and do Jackbox again, where we don't really need to have Parsec that much. And then Monday, hopefully it will work okay.
So that's exciting.
That is exciting. I'm excited.
I still hope that I like the fact that it's scheduled. I hope they call you back and actually like do something, and then you can still like back out if you need to on the new one.
Yeah.
But if they call you back and they're like, "Oh, it won't work," at least you're already in the books to get the new one. I like that.
Yeah, I'm in the books, baby.
Love it.
Yeah. I don't like that one bit, Mike. We're a dual streamer that live in different states.
Yeah, we need that. We need that internet.
We need that.
Yeah. So we have had questions before what we use to do, and I know we've mentioned some already.
Yeah.
Let's talk, let's just do the whole setup, what we got. I think we did some more of it last week too, but I think it's kind of neat. I think you think it's kind of neat.
I think it's cool, yeah. So my setup, I have a little condenser mic here, a Sterling audio condenser mic that I picked up. We also do a lot of song recordings for our subscribers, so this doubles as my vocal mic as well. But this mic goes into my mixer. I have an 8-channel Mackie mixer. My microphone goes in there. I have a keyboard, a guitar, a little drum thing that I can plug in all at the same time if I want to.
And we call that mixer the Mac Attack.
The Mac Attack, baby. Have we ever called it that?
Nope, I didn't know it was a Mackie. So how could I come up with that name if I didn't know it was a Mackie?
Return of the Mac.
But now that I know, it's the Mac Attack.
It's the Mac Attack, baby. But yeah, from there, my mixer goes out to my audio interface, which is a Focusrite Scarlett 3rd gen.
Ooh.
It's a pretty, I mean, it's not bad. I think they have better models that I would probably want, but I like it so far. It never drops, and I never have really any problems with it. There's no static or no restarting that I have to do. But from there, so microphone, mixer, interface, and then my interface goes into my computer. So that's the first line that hits my computer just through a USB port.
Is that a 2.0 or a 3.0?
I'm actually not sure.
It's just being a pain.
I know. They might quit being such a tech guy to me, dude. The first piece of computer equipment I mentioned, and you got to call me out on my USB cable.
How long is the cable? 3 foot? 5?
From the USB 6? To...
Yeah.
I would say at most it's 3 foot.
Okay. That's a good size. Not too big, not too small.
Might be a 2-footer.
Okay. If it's a 2,
Yeah, you
I'd
don't.
consider upping it to 3
Yeah,
personally, but
yeah. I don't want to get any more latency from a longer information cable. So
speed is key.
speed's key.
If we can shave off 1/10 of a millisecond, that could be all the difference.
Every time I'm doing we log on for stream or I'm recording another song, I caress the top of my interface and I go, it's all about speed, and then I give it a little kiss on the top. And I've not had any problems since I've started doing that.
Seems to be working, so I'd keep doing it. Yeah.
Old old Scarlett, she's a beaut.
He's a Butte Clark. He's a
Yeah.
Butte Mark.
It's kind of weird that all of my music hardware is named after like a person, or it's like a human name. Like Sterling is my microphone, Mackie is my mixer, and
Big Mac
Scarlett
attack.
is my interface. Funny. I don't know why that's funny, but it is.
And Mac Attack got the name because the Mac Attack is really shouldering the bulk of the load.
Yep.
So Mac Attack
Also,
fits.
there's an attack knob on there, and I just turned it all the way up.
Nice.
I turned the aggression on Mac Attack all
Max
the way up.
attacking, baby. Look out.
Yeah. Yep. But anyway, from my interface into my computer, all of that information goes through OBS, and I have 2 different webcams that I use for OBS, and then I send all of that through a virtual camera, through OBS's virtual camera, into Discord, into our Discord video, and this is where Mike picks it up.
I'm going to pick it up in just a second here because you did just get something else working, hardware piece that I think deserves a little mention.
Oh yeah, that does. So I did mention that I have 2 webcams, and I use it. They're in different spots, so I can dramatically turn to one of them.
So dramatic.
And either punctuate one of my jokes or wink or whatever, whatever I want to do. But I just figured out a hotkey for it, and I have this 8-bit dough, the brand 8-bit dough. I have a keyboard for it, and it came with these 2 big red buttons that I can program to anything.
You program them to whatever you want.
I can program them whatever I want. So I programmed them to switch one of my webcams on and off, so I can switch to webcams really easily.
So easy. How easy?
It's so easy a caveman could do it.
Oh man, we might have to cut that part out. I don't know.
We probably have to cut that. Let me try that again. Do it again, Mike.
How easy is it?
It's so easy.
And we like things that are easy.
We love easy stuff.
Love the easies. Yep.
We love the easies.
All right. Let me just pick it back up. I'm getting handsy here. I know this is audio only, but to really get into it, you gotta get into it.
Yeah. Get your hands in that dough, Mike.
So Mark is doing a lot on his end before it gets to me. It hits the Discord. Now, we're looking at some alternatives because I do think the Discord is hindering quality. But
sure.
So now to get Mark into my Discord, which from my Discord is what goes out to Twitch, I'm doing, I think, what am I doing? Window capture on our Discord setup to get the video piece. I'm doing the same for my own because I use my phone to get my Discord onto the same window on my computer that I'm getting Mark from. So we're doing just like a window capture, and then we're doing an audio capture as well of just Discord.
Yep.
For the most part, it works, gets the job done. But
this is window capture and audio capture in OBS, right? Like you're setting up your whole scene in OBS.
And we've had issues before where all of a sudden, like, Mark's audio just gets super choppy or something weird would happen. And we could only attribute that to the application audio capture beta from OBS. It says beta, so
It says beta right on there.
It says beta, so I'm going to assume that means they don't have all the kinks worked out, and maybe that's what kind of caused it.
Yeah. Yeah. Its gears are a little grindy.
So anyway, to kind of help remedy that, I changed how I hear Mark now.
Yeah.
I hear Mark through the OBS monitor piece. That way I can hear it right away and not need to be reliant on someone listening on the stream to be like, hey, Mark's a robot.
Yeah.
The
This
funny
makes us
thing though,
more
dude.
professional, right, Mike?
Yeah. The funny thing is, I
Yeah.
think ever since I did that, I don't think it's actually happened. So I feel like by doing that, maybe helped remedy the issue.
Hey, that's great. It
Um,
got staticky the other day.
yours?
No, I think the game music got
Yeah, the
static.
game audio still will do that.
Yeah, but my audio has not gotten staticky
Right.
since you made that change.
What else? So then that's Mark's audio, and then just various games, whatever, scenes all happening, and
Mhm.
we're using StreamerBot as our tool for like the walk, to play the walk on songs, fun
Yeah.
stuff, gets the blimp going.
I feel like that talking about that could probably be its own episode in itself. All the how complicated that is.
StreamerBot's freaking cool. Yeah, I'm sure I don't know nearly the things you can do with it, but it is really cool what, at least what we have so far. Just
Yeah.
to even have that link
Blimps and dry
to
dogs, baby.
blimps and dry dogs. And then obviously Parsec. We use Parsec. That's our tool that lets Mark remote into my computer to play games like we're in a couch co-op mode. And that's really what made all this possible. Parsec. We were doing that before we did the stream.
OBS and Parsec are the meat and potatoes of our stream for sure.
But then, so yeah, even when we're not like gaming the same game, he still will parsec so he can hear things before they hit the stream.
Yeah.
And be more
especially like intro songs and fealties.
Yeah.
Fealty was the main one that I didn't want to get caught with my pants down.
Yep. That's the one that we realized we need to get Mark audio instantaneous.
Yeah. And
zero
raids,
latency.
like knowing when raids are coming in, so we have a whole raid song that we rock out to.
Good point, Mark. Good point.
Gotta be able to do that. It's really awkward when I can't hear it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just play along. Just play along like everything's just fine. Anything else? The Parsec is that really helps with everything we do, and when the internet doesn't allow for it, kind of puts us in a bind.
I mean, you set it up so I can see the game, I can hear the audio, I can see the chat. I can see us, like you have a little stream up in the corner for us. You know,
so,
you got more to say
the
about
audio part. Sorry, not to get that like again too technical or into that. It's kind of neat how it works with we don't want to hear like Mark doesn't want to hear himself coming back at him, so like just kind of figuring out how to route all the audio is kind of neat too. Like we got to get the audio from Discord, but we don't want that audio also going back into Parsec or out to Parsec, or we don't want things doubling up. And it's like it was a little bit of a challenge at first, but then it's like, okay, you can do this and route this one here and set the whatever various settings.
It's so
and
wild.
Kind of neat.
Yeah, it's so wild how you've learned how to do all that.
Trial and
trial and error.
Yeah. Too. There's probably way better ways to do it, but that's what we found works for us, so we're kind of just sticking with it. But
it works as long as your friggin' internet provider allows it. Man.
And then
I think I remember when the first streams we did, I have my desktop computer, but I also have a laptop to monitor the Twitch stream and like check audio on the actual stream. I think that was how I was listening to it before. I would like have these big headphones for just hearing your voice off my computer, and then I would also have an earbud in listening to my laptop of the stream, which was really jarring because I could hear my own voice echoing at me, and it's so hard to talk when that happens.
And not even like an echo, just a different conversation happening like 5 seconds later.
I'm so glad that it's gotten to the point where it is. It's so much easier.
Yeah. And like we'll do that just to monitor, like just to make sure the audio's working, which we failed to do. Well, maybe, I don't know. I know Claire hooked it up with calling out a low audio just yesterday.
Yep.
But yeah, we kind of just make sure it's working and then put it down until we hear otherwise. So.
Yeah. Usually someone's nice enough to tell us that something's not working right.
We do appreciate that. So if anyone hears this and ever notices something sounding goofy, we appreciate anyone chiming in.
Yeah. On our live streams. If it sounds goofy on the podcast, you keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay? You
or also mention it in case it's something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, maybe.
So I'm going to be honest with you, Mark. I'm only going to listen to about the first 10 seconds of this podcast. And
what?
And anything after that,
I'm listening to the whole thing, baby.
I wouldn't listen to these idiots.
I'm egotistical like that. I love to hear my own voice.
I like to talk myself to sleep.
So we were talking about StreamerBot, and one of the things we do with StreamerBot, we have a shout out command through StreamerBot, and we put people on a blimp or the dry dog mobile is what we call them. But
it's so crazy, dude.
One thing, so
the dry dog mobile.
The dry dog mobile. So some of you might be wondering, what the heck's a dry dog? And this is something I thought of a while ago, way before we even started doing it, Mike. This is the surprise that I had to tell you.
All right.
I think I had thought of it like a month or two before I actually said anything on stream about it. But I think it was
when you're just sitting on it.
I was just sitting on it because I think food was getting expensive, and I had made I actually wrote a little jingle about it.
Wow.
I wrote a jingle about it, about dry dogs being like a cheap food, and you can't afford the condiments because the food prices are so high. It's kind of a political statement, actually.
Do we have the jingle?
I didn't know. I have the lyrics, I mean.
Okay.
But I do have the lyrics. And the lyrics are from October 26th was the last time I edited them.
Ooh, I'm glad we have a date.
Yeah, and it's definitely before that I created it because I had worked on it a bunch. It wasn't just a one-time thing.
Was this a pandemic? A 2020 beginning start?
No. Not that long ago, just a couple months before we started doing it. But then, like, during the fall or something, everybody was getting sick. Except me. I, somehow skirted getting sick.
You're on top of the world.
And I had blamed it on eating 2 dry dogs a day.
Attributed it to.
Attributed
blame it.
It's a much better word.
Yeah, that's a negative spin.
Good. I'm not really good at words.
I don't do words.
I attributed it to eating 2 dry dogs a day, and that the condiments is what was making everyone sick with colds and flus and stuff. But before that, I had this whole song, and I'm going to read you the song lyrics right now. My original idea was to just start eating one on stream and just not really say anything about it and just wait for you to say something about it. And if you didn't say anything, I would just keep doing it until
then you'd have another one.
Yeah. So this is called Dry Dog Mondays that I was going to start up. which never happened.
Got a bad case of the Dry Dog Mondays.
So the song kind of sounds like the log Ren and Stimpy song. You know, it's logs, big as heavy as wood. Remember that?
Nope, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't know Ren and
it's cool.
Stimpy.
Oh man, you should watch some Ren and Stimpy. It's great. So here are the lyrics. Dry dogs, there's absolutely no sauce. Pickle relish or chili cheese, not on my lovely dry dog. Heat it up, put it in a bun. Oh wow, it's already done. When you're eating dry dogs, it's quick, easy, and fun. And then there's a second and third verse.
Oh, good.
Dry dogs, I would not even dare. In this economy, dry dogs, there's just enough to spare. Condiments and other toppings will cost an arm and a leg. Eat your dry dogs on Monday so you don't have to beg. See, this is where it's getting political, you know?
Okay.
Dry dogs, what more is there to say? A meager ration of dry dog can get you through the day. Day in and day out, we break our backs for dimes. Dry dogs for everyone. It's a fiscally responsible good time. And then all the kids at the end go, dry dogs are the best. So that was my dry dog song that I made in October, months before we actually brought it onto the stream.
That's wonderful.
Isn't that great, Mike?
I don't even have words for that. That's I mean, what more could I add? I can't.
I don't know. You're speechless and dumbfounded
I'm
from my
speechless. I am without words. I have no words.
You have none. So that's the whole dry dog story, man. The origin of dry dogs.
I liked it. I liked it. It was almost like a poetry reading, and I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
Hit poetry corner there.
That's a good poetry corner, yeah. Maybe one day I'll record the jingle or sing the melody on stream or something. We'll see.
I think you probably will, yeah.
Knowing me, I probably will.
Yeah. Now that that's out there, I was gonna say it definitely ramped up near the end there, where after the first verse, I was kind of like, "You spent months on this, okay?" And all I could think of was the walk-on songs, where some of them you put a lot of effort into them, you know, the words.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you can crank those out. We spent a month writing this four lines about dry dogs.
Hey, those dry dog lines were crisp and concise. Okay.
Like I said, that was my thought after just the first verse. I don't think I realized there were two more verses coming. So
there was two more, baby.
I take it back. It was just like I said, that was my initial thought after the first verse, and
they went through some edits. They went through some edits. I think in the first draft, I had mentioned the proletariat class in one of the verses. Like really got into proletariat and bourgeoisie in terms of dry dogs. Yeah, it was fun.
Great job, Mark. Great job.
Yeah, thanks. I had like hashed it out with someone at my work too that was in the same office as me. I would like bounce it off her.
You're gonna have to drop a credit for that.
Yeah, she's watched the stream a couple times. I don't know if she's still watching a stream, but she's popped in once and then she lurks a lot.
Cool.
So that's how the origin of dry dogs began. But now we have turned it into something else, and it is a vehicle for our shout outs, which we have a command that shouts out, tells them about the streamer, provides a link to the streamer that we shout out, but it has a dog going across the screen, a dry dog going across the screen with their name on it.
It is a dry dog mobile and nothing else. Any other
Dry Dog Mobile,
similarities purely coincidental?
coincidental.
Dry Dog
Is
Mobile.
no way related to any other
My
product.
dry dog has a first name.
Da, 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 da. But when someone comes in and we shout them out, we chant their name. And we didn't always do that. We kind of did it in the beginning, I think, for some people, and then we kind of stopped doing it a little bit, and then we came back to it.
So it's funny you bring that up because I want to hit the archives and
Yeah.
see when it became, because yeah, in my head, like, did we always do this? Because I feel like we did when we started doing it. We kind of thought like, oh, this could kind of be like our thing or a thing we do.
Yeah. Yeah. We
And I
definitely talked about that.
don't know how quickly we had that revelation. So yeah, I wanted to
Yeah.
catch some of the first streams. Obviously, when you first start, well, at least for us, probably most people, you're not really
Yeah.
streaming to anyone. So
No.
you're lucky and happy to get a chatter.
Yep. We
So
would get really excited when we got chatters in there.
yeah, and then my hands would go all askew, and then they'd leave.
And then we'd start chanting their name, and they'd be like, "What is this? These people are crazy," and then they'd leave.
Maybe that's how the chant came about. It gave me something to do with my hands.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good
Get the hand chant going.
Yep, you do get your hands up in the air.
I do.
And we usually like bring them up to start, and then we bring them down to like kind of time it out,
and then chant on.
and chant on. And it's really kind of, for us, it's just kind of fun.
It's a lot of fun
to be able to chant someone's name on, especially when they're new and we don't really know how to pronounce it. It gets kind of funny when we're both trying to.
I like to toss it Mark's way when I don't know how to say a name or
Yeah, I noticed that.
Dude, even freaking yesterday there's such an easy one and I said it wrong. It was chili on, and I was called like chili on something. And I'm here sitting, I'm saying Chilean or something like that.
Chilean.
Just big dumb.
I mean, it's tough. We were talking before about like how when you start streaming, you kind of like change a little bit. And when there's so many things going on like that, and then someone new comes in, it's just, you don't really.
Who's this person?
You don't really think
the chant going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the chant going. Drop everything.
We gotta stop. I was listening to the football shuffler. I'm like, Mike, there's a new person in, a new raid. We gotta chant. And he's like, wait, I gotta score this touchdown real quick. And I'm like, no, stop it. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
Guyver, or something. I don't know. Guyver was the first one I could think of.
Yeah. Guyver. What a guy. Shout out to Guyver. Guyver Unt 01.
Yeah.
That was a name we weren't sure about too.
That might have been,
it would have been Unit, but
I feel like that might have been when we realized that the chanting was super fun, when we were in the same room on one of our VGWs.
Okay.
And we got that like Guyver Jethro Chof in. And we started chanting their names. I think we chanted their names.
We definitely chanted.
But it's just like a fun thing to do for us, and I think it's fun for other people too.
We've heard some feedback. People like it, and I don't know. I think for me, it's funny because I think some people don't like being called out, right? They'd like to either kind of be a little more anonymous or like just kind of hang out quietly kind of thing. Lurk is the term.
Lurk.
And we almost make every effort to announce that people are there.
Yeah, but not in like I don't feel like we're trying to like coerce someone out.
No.
I feel like we're just trying to make people comfortable and like have a good vibe and an accepting vibe that we're like chanting. Like, I don't know. It's just fun to be.
That's how I take it.
Chanted,
yeah,
you know?
And it goes back to like grade school. Like if kids would chant your name, whether you're gonna win at a game or just you're getting an award or any reason that a group of people might start chanting your name. Well, we're a group of 2, so we had that ability, and I just thought, well, that's how I see it, or how I think of it, as like, it's a fun way to welcome someone in. Just give them a nice chant.
Just imagine, like, it doesn't happen in your adult life.
No,
like, we're adults.
It doesn't, and it darn well should.
We're late 30s adults, and we have not had our name chanted outside of Twitch ever for 20 years, probably.
I mean, if you think about it, like, you could be having a pretty bum day, right? Yeah. And if you walk into a room and all of a sudden people start chanting your name, I like to think it's going to put a smile on your face.
It's going to turn you around. Any sort of like bad feeling that you've been having or tough day, it's going to at least boost you for a little bit.
A little bit. Hopefully give you a little smile.
Yeah, get you out of that mindset for at least a second.
Now, here's what I really love about it is that people in our chat have started chanting as well. Yeah. And I love seeing that.
It's so fun.
Love having it. So like, so we get the chant going and then other people get in on the chant. Like, love seeing that. That's awesome.
I love it. It's like this whole community.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then with that, like in our own chat, going to other people's streams now too, people will drop a VGW or a video game weekend chant, and that puts a smile on my face. So it's so good.
Where people are chanting.
Love the chants. We're kind of getting that nickname
for
of
just
the
walking in
boys
the door.
Of,
it's great.
Of streaming. For the go live notification for your last stream Monday.
Yeah.
I had it say video game weekend is a couple of chatty boys. Chatty boys. My bad. I thought I said chanty. Okay, we're also the chatty boys.
Why don't you sing me one of those Irish chants?
Chanty boys, yep.
Oh man.
The chanty boys are back.
Yeah.
The chanty boys are back. So chanting is fun. Highly recommended. Dr. Mark recommends
I think
2 dry dogs.
I think you got a good title for the next stream though. Chanty boys are back. Chanty boys are back. Yeah. Chants. And this brings us to our last segment of the show right before we say goodbye. It's a 1-star review from a fast food restaurant. And this is by J. Lee Ann on Google. They forgot my fries and my happy meal. You had one job. And with that, the chanty boys are out. Out, 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 out.
If you made it this far, we wanted to say thank you for tuning in and appreciate any follow or subscribe clicks you're able to offer. Reminder that you can find us live Monday and Friday nights at twitch.tv/videogameweekend, where you can also find links to our Discord and YouTube channels. Take care, everyone.